Hello, everybody. I would like to thank my friends, thank my fans, thank thank you all, supporters, for wishing me a happy birthday and also a happy birthday week as well. And hoping my week was very blessings and very refreshing. And I want to wish everybody thanking me that I do my best. They think that in thanking me that I put out all the hard work, the effort, and the dedication out there. And I have surprises on what to do for my age. And also what I have dreams on in sight with the protocols. I want to continue, and keep working hard, keep succeeding, and keep accomplishing out there, and keep my abilities open to unlimited options. And my options are set to set my drive to, and I want to keep myself with my scores being high and keep my scores high in every performance I drive myself to. And I want to keep my demands at a high standard levels, especially when it comes to professionalism, capitalism, and federalism as well. And I want to rock the stage and also rock the party as well. And I want to have a heads up and give people heads up. Like I like keep it like this, put it like I'm real. I'm gonna pretend that I'm gonna be the boss, be the CEO, and be the founder, and learn what it takes and what the steps it goes through. Because it's a lot of pages you have to write on and what to plan on, in the steps it takes to complete the level, complete the course. Because the course you complete, you are going to be in the lead. That's how you achieve bronze, silver, and gold. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna put myself where I'm gonna be in a position where I'm at the bronze, silver, and gold, especially with prizes that I'm achieve, especially when it comes to the outstanding performance of achievement. And the thing is, you have to put yourself out there, advertise yourself, market yourself, and pay the people to do the project for you. And that's how it is to become a CEO, leadership to the founder of what you owned. And what to be nominated for. Because think about what you want to do, what it takes of what you become in real life. Especially when it comes towards business, when it comes to being a sales director, because you want to meet the people, you want to talk to the people, you want to find the right person, you want to take the process time of finding the person to look for, because you want to find people that have answers to you, especially those leaderships and administratives out there. Because for me, when I'm trying to establish a business or a company or to sponsor someone, I I have to set the budget on paying the people what I'm gonna assign people of doing, and and monitor the tasks they have to do before I give them a rating, because what it takes as business is professional practices, business practices, and emergency practices as well. And you have to learn what it takes for liability and adhering to what you have to be responsible for. Because the thing is, when you have a company, you have to know what compliance's code of conducts are. Because the lists, meaning code of conducts, is it has something to do with business practices, professional practices, and also integrity, meaning behavior practices. Behavior in primary has something to do with how you act, your your performance, and etiquette, especially when it comes to professional of the manners you have. Because you got to understand that what's proper, what's improper, how professional you are, how unprofessional you are, the way you perform. Because what I expect for people to perform is at a certain pace. And I can say fast paced too, meaning you got to get things done at certain times. Because the faster you get things done, then the faster you move up. Because I'm not out there to have time being wasted. We're out there to move up. We got people in line that are into competition, meaning they're in the game. They're out there to beat the level that they want to get to. I like to look at people of what's in people's backgrounds. For me, being a principal, for me being a president, of being of the company, because in my demand, I'm encouraging people to do their best at what they're assigned to, because if I want to take the chance to hire people, I have to clearly look what's in their background. I have to look at what their personality is and what their resumes are. And for me, I have to take the process time of reviewing you in what your intentions are. Because I want to keep myself at a high reputable level as me being the CEO, as me owning the company. And for me, I want to hire people as carefully as I can, as I carefully review people. Because I want to see people do what I highly expect for them to do. I want to keep a monitor on people, seeing that they're doing a great job. Meaning meaning the better job you're doing, the outstanding person you are, we will decide to keep you longer. We decided to invite you and keep you longer as we need you. Put it like this. I'm gonna be fair like this to anybody that's out there. I have rules I have to follow. I have regulations and legislations I have to be on that I must obey at all times. Because for me, for me in life, for me owning a business, it's chapters of responsibilities. Because being respon being responsible and responsibilities are, it shows what the liabilities are. Indeed. Because I always keep things on monitor. Like, I'm responsible to monitor people. I'm responsible to keep in mind. I check my inbox. I monitor my inboxes. I monitor my notifications to see what my performance are, what the feedback people give me, and what the policies are. Because like, when like, put it like this. In this chapter, with these chapters, we have to understand that we must know the laws. We must know the state laws, the federal laws, the nation laws in what we do in business. And plus, liabilities requires insurance, disability insurance, and accident insurance just in case injuries happens. Because if somebody gets hurt, somebody has to be reliable for, somebody has to be responsible of that. Like, we have to be prepared of what can happen in life, especially what's common in accidents, is such as earthquakes, slip and falls, heavier objects falling on a person. And you have to know it's common. And I'm sure that it's over 100,000 people that I'm sure it has happened to. Because like, the thing is, you have to put it like this. The thing is, if you want to own a business, you thinking about owning a business, you have to plan into it. You have to take a look at the size of the building, the size of the warehouse, the size of the fulfillment, and and have inventory collected. We must fill out the paperwork to have it authorized, and also have information that we have to collect that's on site. And you must know that words and speech, you must have the proficiency and the potency to describe the words. Because how strong you say the word, that shows you're professional, how professional you are at. And also your body language as well. And I like to use word manners like fortunate, meaning unfortunately, because it sounds like a courteous way to have a yes or no answer. And for example, you want to use words like thank you very much, I appreciate you, I highly appreciated you. That's a wish. That's the way you answer. That's the way you please someone. And the thing is, you have lots and lots and lots of work you have to do, especially as your founder. And think of how much time it takes, how much stress time it takes, because with everybody, you got to keep in mind that being a businessman is a lot of stress. Some people are not as patient as they are. They don't even take it light. That means you have to get on it. You have to get on it, but you can't talk like you're slamming at them. You slamming the word on them because it's like you shouting at them that way. Well, you want to take everything at a discipline level, like disciplinary action. Don't take things at the hard way because you always want to sound like you're courtesy at everybody because like you it's not even right to judge somebody the way they sound or the voice. You can always answer what you experience on yourself. You can't judge guessing what's in their mind, how they look. You can't judge what kind of person they are. You can only judge It's only cool to judge what you experience versus you against them. You can only judge what your experience is on a person versus to you on what you saw. You can only believe of what you saw, what the person just did, and what the person taped it, what the person recorded. Because out there it's so much technology that people are communicating with. And with these communications on board, people share things these days. And what you record on smartphones, what you record, you have it's evidence that you report it to like the news, the media, the newscasters. And they got ways to have evidence. They have cameras with locations to track things down. Because with this technology, it's automated. It's auto by like IP address. Because your IP address has a tracker, especially with the city, the location, and the country. And these days we start business, you always want to use smart tech, be creative, get things designed, because it shows how creative you are. Because it's a paper and pen that's in your head, that's in your mind. And you got to look at how you want to design things, how you want to have settings to stuff, settings to the program. Because let's pretend that we have a computer in our minds that will get you directly to the next step. Because you got to have everything scripted, meaning you got a pencil, you have a notepad, you have to take notes everywhere you go, meaning being on guard. Because let's work like we're a team. Let's be responsible for the people. Let's be responsible what people are doing. Let's act like we're the captains, like we're on the football team. We're the captains, we're the leaders, we're the nominations out there, and we're on the squad. Because the thing is, when I'm at work, I keep my eyes out on what needs to be done, what people need help with. We have to communicate because we have to talk to people on what people have, because that shows what kind of Samaritan you are. When you're talking to people, when you talk to somebody, you keeping an eye out for people. When you see somebody doing something, say something to them. Say something on what people are doing. Say something. Watch out for people. Keep an eye out open at all times. Because that shows what kind of performance you are. That shows what kind of performance you are at, especially at high standards. Like you want to work where you're at a high standard. You always want to do things that are high standard instead of mid standard, low standard, because that's how you get yourself at a high class. Because I want to see people succeed in life, what people have, what kind of problems they have. I want to encourage them that I'm being a coach to them. I'm being a teacher to them. I'm being an instructor to them. Because what people need, I'm able to help them with. I'm out there. I'm out there to get people to be independent. I'm independent of a person. I'm independent of a contractor. Like, I support businessship, independency for all ethnic of backgrounds. I support the humanities, humanitarians with the full diversity, because you want to build a global background in you so you could be a high standing ranking performance out there. Because what you have interest in, you want to promote it out there to people. You want to get it directly to the person you're pointing it to. Like where you have where you have your hands on, your fingers on the mouse, it's on the arrow. Because we have fingers, we have something we have to press buttons on. Because I've been a technology person for like couple years, but have not been in that industry in life, because I'm 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 working on recruiting the people into the industry, into the class. I want to build a business class out there, invite the people to join, recruit the people out there, because I I support I support the people out there, like I'm caring for them. The thing is, you have to think about what people need and what's in their minds. Because when I see people with something, they struggle with something, I would like to ask them, do you need me to help you with anything to make it easier for you? Because I don't like to see people struggling nothing. They're failing. Because I want to see people get better at something. Because I'm out there to watch people. I'm out there to help people. When I see somebody do something, I have to say something to them, because that shows that I'm responsible of a person. Because the thing is, when you seen somebody doing something, you're not saying to them, you're just watching them. You're not responsible. You're not being mature enough, because it's my liability to keep my eyes on people. Because everything you do in life is a liability, especially your age, especially for yourself. Man, because the thing is, when there's when there's children around, what children are going through, I have to keep my eyes out, keep my eyes open on them, and I want to keep in mind what to be aware of. because what to be aware of is so important to everybody, and it's important for our safety, their safety, and what's going on out there, what's going on in this world. I'm always keeping myself on the trend, keep my eyes open on the news every single day, like nonstop. I like to be aware of what the legislation, the constitutions, and amendments are. I like to be aware of what the updates are, what they may allow, what they may prohibit, what they may ban, what they may restrict. Because you got to keep in mind the behavior you have, the performance you have, it's always on surveillance. It's always on camera. We have to have surveillance cameras, especially to capture anything that's like a red flag, especially to capture anything that's suspicious, capture anything people are doing wrong. And I have to have my hands to tackle down someone because because we want to keep our property safe, our personal identity safe, and what belongs to you stays to you. And for example, what belongs to me stays to me because we understand privacy is important to us. Privacy is important to them as well. Because I understand what people need. And what people have that they have to take care of. Because for me, as starting a business, I have to go in public. I have to be voted to be in conference, to speak live in the auditorium, on stage, at a concert hall. Because auditorium is the same as a concert hall and also the theater as well. Because you could book events, you could request events, but you got to make sure they're on open dates. Because anything in the green, meaning it's optionable, meaning it's available. Anything in the red, meaning it's already booked. It's already taken already. Because you have to look at how you want to prepare things. Because the thing is, when you prepare something, always go from weeks, months, or it don't have to be that year in advance because that's too far apart to plan. I like things expected to be done like weeks in advance because emergencies are very unpredictable because you don't know what you're gonna catch. You don't know if the person has passed out, the person's having a heart attack, and the person is dehydrated because we want to give people something that they really need, that they're suffering from. Because I want to keep people healthy. I want people to be safe. I want to keep people safe as well. I want everybody to feel that they're safe. Because, accidents, injuries, soreness, cramps, it happens everywhere. You just have to notice, you just have to keep in mind, nothing is 100% in life. We're always going to be at an average point of what's up and down everywhere you are, everywhere you're going. Because, I want to get directly sight to sight with our achievements and where I set my goals to. And you must keep in mind, you must know all the regulatory standards. That's federal guidelines. It's such as with business wise, you must know health laws because the health and safety are the most primary sources at all times, and also insurance as well. Because you want to get paid, based upon your insurance, based upon what the laws require. Because it's so much thinking, it's so much what you have to worry about these days. Especially with this 21st to 22nd century of this generation. Because what goes on in this generation may change based upon what these electoral votes are and what they pass their legislations to. Because I want to get an authorization. The thing is, every day I want to prepare myself for tests and exams to get me directed to the right directory. And I want to work on getting in contact with these business owned people and these property owners as well. And I have to prepare myself how much work and chapters it takes to get approved. Because it's so many pages you have to read, so many terms and agreements you have to read, especially when it comes to being legal and authorized. Because you want to avoid doing things that's unauthorized, because understand what it takes to become a consequences. Because you got to keep in mind that some results stays permanent, some can be temporarily as well. And you must know what kind of offenses it takes by law that you do to get notes. Because I'm always aware of what warning letters are. Because warning letters are, it means that you've been a red flag. And they put a check mark to what you violated. That will show that you may need to fix. And what, because the thing is, what we violate, we learn from it not to do it again. Because what we do, we have to keep our eyes on what we're doing. We have to keep our eyes in mind and being mindful to what we're doing. Because if we keep our eyes on something, that means we're fully responsible. Especially for me, if I want to have a business, I have to calculate the budget on how to pay the people. And and I may select the people as well to confirm, because we have the right to cancel people, meaning we have the right to make changes. Because changes are always unexpected, but we have to make changes like 3 hours in advance. Because the thing is, let's always prepare things in advance, hours or a day in advance. Things get easier that way, because I hate to have run-ins, especially when it comes 30 minutes or something too close. Way too close to the schedule, way too close to the site. And you have to know you could never be too prepared. You could never be too sure. It's just like you can't never be too with anything on earth. Because you got to keep in mind, you cannot expect anything 100%. You could always pray to God. That's how that works. Because I be receiving constant calls every day for like consultation. But the thing is, if I want to have a consultation and for me to get paid that way, you must book a call on my name. Then it makes it easy for me to give you a call. But if you feel like you want to get in contact with me, and my phone number's on the list, I was always electronic message me. It's better that way, because I'm really, really constant. I'm really, really quick and responsive to when it comes to messages and emails. It's easy to communicate that way, because it's a classroom full of inquiries on this line. Because whatever we do in business, we're being monitored of it. We're monitored by how our performance works. Because most things we do, most things that I've seen that's done, we take action on it. As as our rules works by. Because we have tables and contents of code of conducts we must have to follow. Because the thing is, what we see, we must take action on it. We must take legal action on it. for what the results will be under review of. Because, we have to be responsible of how long we want to keep our business in stock for. We must have permission to the property, especially that's by the ownership, that's by the owner. Because I'm just trying to get the lines together. I'm just trying to get the lines organized as constant as it is. I'm just trying to get things done in a quick process as we go through. Because things takes a chapter of a process, meaning the line to go through. Because what we do, we have to go through it. We have to take a review at it, the way it works. Because the thing is, when you have a business, it's a high classroom, a high, especially like a high classroom of like flight attendants. That means we have to keep an eye on them. We have to monitor. We have to monitor everybody. We have to keep our eyes on it. It's that being responsible of a business. It's just like we're responsible of being a teacher to students, making sure they're on task. They're doing the right things. Because I like to take things. I like to take action, especially at a capital level, because that shows what kind of achievement you have. I like to monitor background checks on based on what the laws require, and I would consider drug tests as well to make sure nobody poses a risk to people. Because I have to take my time who to trust and who to be around with. Because what you're seeing, you really you really have to monitor of what you saw, what you're seeing. Because we're trying to keep ourselves reputable. We're trying to keep ourselves as popular as we can. We just want to keep ourselves at the economy level as we're at. We want people to receive what we want people to proceed. We want to get people to the right directions that they have their arrows on. And I like I like to see people get things done as expected, and I like to be proud of what I've seen out of them. Because what I'm seeing, if I see people meeting what they're expected, I would say congratulations, you killed it. You were the most outstanding person out there. We appreciated you coming in, completing what was demanded for you. Because I want to inspire people on what they accomplish, and I want to inspire people that people are being fair of. I want to see positive personality and positive background in them for all reasons. They they complete it. Because you know the thing is, when you see something, you want to remember what you see. Remember things on a person because it takes the time to to publish those results. Because you know the thing is, the way how progress works on a person is how long you've been working in what your progress is and what you have, and how your behavior is, how professional you are at. Because you know the manners comes to professional, becomes punctual, and what comes to being capital of it. Because I like to give people a courtesy reminder on what I expect for them the next day or the next minute, and what we need to catch up with on our list. Because the thing is, as being a businessman, you must be a Microsoft Word user, be Microsoft Excel user, and also publishers as well. Because you know the thing is, when you type things in or something, you're out there to publish it and put it in the articles and get them approved. And that's how you get paid for it. That's how big of a business you're gonna be in life. Because understand what words mean indicates and has a description to what's related to. Like like when it comes to like being a businessman, being a CEO, it comes to being a president. That's what words like that describe what the alternative meanings are to those words and to those definitions. You have to have strong definitions and show how potent you are as a business guy. And don't be afraid. Put it all mental in your mind to what to set your goals to. Because what you have in mind is what you have in control over you. Because what people tell you, they don't have control over you. They're just there to give you accommodations. They're there to give you opinions on how that works. Because you know the word meaning advice, meaning legal advice as well. There are certain regulations that are required to give people advice on certain grounds, on most things on behalf. Because, you know, we have to go by what the codes are, what the compliances are. Because, you know, what you do in business, stay separated from what's personal. and keep it out of public sites. Meaning keep it in files of property of what's confidential in you. Because what people ask me, there are certain questions that I cannot answer because it's confidential. You have to be licensed to answer certain questions by what the law requires. It's for everybody's safety. Because there's certain directions I could tell you where to go to by what our accommodations are to the compliance departments. Because in what we do, we have the authorization to give people write-ups if we've caught people what they're not supposed to be doing and what we've monitored of what we're seeing in us, in them. Because if we need you to do something, that means you got to get it done right off the dot. And you must show that you're going to do it. Because, we take chances warning to warning. As everybody knows, as a reminder. Because you got to know what it takes for, like, first warning, second warning, and the third warning is a third strike. And some third strikes is permanent. You're automatic terminated. And sometimes, like, first offenses can be terminated as well, depending on how serious the cases are, how serious the investigations were under. And that's how that rule works. Because you gotta understand, like, it's a 1, 2, 3 of a warning of a violation, and what you've breached. Because like, first warning is not bad, but like, the third warning is bad, even though you've been given twice of a warning. But what you do on the first try, what you do on the first warning, that's like 0 tolerance. That's a severe. It's automatic, meaning it goes permanent on you. Just so everybody would know and what to remember. Because what I tell you is what you guys are responsible for remembering. Because we have to know the level of the severity and what is it investigation of. Because it's really, really responsible that you're the principal, you're the president. The person is the census, the assistant, and being the director. And I will catch up to this on your notes.